Hey mob, I'm Wes Triss, I'm from Yarpa Hub, and I'm here with Matt Atkins from Plate Events, and we're going to bring you a Christmas tip. Tell me, Matt, what have you got here for me, brother?
All right, Wes, so today we've got a deadly twist on the classic roast chicken. We're going to give it a bit of an Indigenous fusion of flavours.
Sure.
With some roast veggies and a good old classic stuffing.
You've talked me into it. Where do we start?
Let's get into it, eh?
What have you got there, Matt?
So we've got our breadcrumbs here.
Sure.
Then we've got some nice dried cranberries. Add those in, give it a nice Christmassy sort of flavour.
Yeah, right. Okay.
We've got some sliced up dried figs. We've got some glacéed quandong. There's our Indigenous twist.
Yeah, right. So traditional foods that have essentially been sustaining Aboriginal life in Australia for 60,000 years, and yet it's sustaining us still this Christmas.
That's right. We've got some onion. And then we're going to use some of our Kayuf superfoods here. So this one's the quandong powder.
Right.
Add in a couple of teaspoons of that one.
Sure.
And we've got our bush tomato. A couple of teaspoons again.
Yeah.
And of course we've got our sandalwood nuts. And we're going to leave them whole. You can crush them if you like, but we're going to leave them whole. Give it a nice nutty sort of flavour in there. Going to give that one a mix up for me, Wes? We'll just add in some melted butter.
Definitely.
And away you go.
Definitely. Looking good and smelling good already, Matt.
And while you've got that one happening, Wes, I'm going to actually start to put together our rub for our chicken using a few other native ingredients that we've got here.
Yep.
So we've got some native basil, we've got some native sea parsley, a bit of native thyme, and a bit of native sage as well.
Okay.
Add into that one, bit of pepperberry as well, bit of saltbush, and that's going to form our rub for our chicken.
Yep.
To give it some really nice flavours and a nice crunchy crust.
And we're using foods that our people have been eating for, well, as I say, ever since drink time. So much better for us, lower salt intake, but natural ingredients.
That's exactly right. And using all native ingredients found here in our own country.
Correct.
So once we're all stuffed there, we know that we've got flavour on the inside, as well as our flavour ready for the outside.
Yeah, right. Ready to hit you right where the taste buds sit.
That's right. So we close it up,
Okay.
grab ourselves some twine. It's pretty easy to wrap a chicken. Under there, around the drumsticks, wrap it around his legs, up over the top, down under his butt.
And this is going to hold in all the flavours as it roasts.
That's right, keeping all our flavours, keeping all those juices, make sure that we end up with a really juicy, succulent chicken come Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner, Christmas Day dinner, Christmas Day lunch, whatever we've got.
Waste nothing.
That's right.
Not even the taste.
So now that we've got our chicken stuffed, we can add him into the dish here.
All right.
And Wes, do you want to just open up the olive oil, give him a light drizzle?
Yeah.
Olive oil helps the skin to go nice and crispy. For our rub, coat it all over. And then if you wanted a spoon on the rub for me, I'll pat it all in. Look at that. Smell all those flavours coming out of those spices as well there, Wes?
Oh, I just think stuff like this, you know, it's going to hit. If you're like me and you're impartial to a chew, then this is going to really hit the taste buds where it matters. But also, as you're bringing it up to your face, you're really going to smell this before you can taste it, right? So.
And the family will love it.
All this stuff is right up my alley, Matt.
Definitely. And there we have it. So our chicken is ready to be roasted. Takes about probably an hour and a half in an oven at about 180 degrees. And we're ready to rock and roll. So while our chicken's in the oven, we're going to get onto our vegetables here, Wes. So we've just got some carrots, some sweet potato, bit of pumpkin, and I always like to add some cherry tomatoes for a bit of a burst of flavour and a summery bite. We'll just add those into our dish here. Olive oil, please, Wes. And we're going to use the same rub that we already used on the chicken, just to keep the same flavours and keep that same Indigenous twist. Give them a nice big coating of olive oil. Again, helps them make them go crispy and nice and succulent.
Right amount.
Get it all coated, and do you want to just pour that rub mix onto the top for me, Wes, and I'll get them nice and coated in here.
Sure. So just pour?
Pour it straight over. All of that would be perfect. Wonderful. Get
Looks
those
like
all
it's a lot,
coated.
but once it evenly coats
That's
all
right.
of, all of the veggies, it sort of levels itself out, right?
Yep, exactly.
And the smell, even just off the veggies.
Yeah. So they're ready to go into the oven. Pop our cherry tomatoes on top there, and they take probably half hour less than the chook, so we're pretty right to go there.
Yep.
So here's one we prepared earlier, Wes.
Yum. Yum,
Our
yum.
roast chicken, and we've added in some nice fresh seasonal greens there, some steamed greens, some asparagus, some broccolini, some beans, and then we've got our Indigenous flavour infused vegetables, as well as our stuffed and rubbed chicken ready to go, all set for your Christmas lunch or dinner.
Right, so this is like a really good thing for everybody to do because it's simple. We're using Indigenous ingredients from Indigenous businesses on a really simple sort of task. Like I said, anybody could do this, and it goes into the oven. You walk away, put your Santa hat on, pull out a few presents with the kids, have a couple of chocolates, maybe a few beverages, and voila! This is what you get.
Hour and a half in the oven, and you've got your hands completely free after 15 minutes of prep.
15 minutes of prep, beautiful feed that anybody can do.
Deadly.